This past week, I've been tearing through Thailand riding some of the craziest enduro trails I've ever seen. And then this happened. Here's the thing, whether it's enduro riding or investing, the people who win aren't the ones who never fall. They're the ones who get back up and keep going. And here's a short video to show you what I do on these types of trips. Because whether it's this or making money, most people hesitate when it matters most. Right now, we're in a window that will separate future millionaires from everyone else. Why? Because this is how wealth actually works. Opportunities don't scream at you, they whisper. By the time the media hypes it up, it's too late. And here's the truth as I see it. The next big move in the market is happening right now. Not in 6 months, not next year, now. But most people will sit there, do nothing, and then complain when they missed out again. So I'm going to break this down. Why the market is likely about to explode while everyone else is still scared. 3 stocks that are positioned to create massive wealth in 2025, and most importantly, how you can actually profit from this instead of just watching. Because here's what's happening. The biggest funds in the world are already making moves. They're accumulating shares while retail investors are panicking. So ask yourself this, why do billionaires buy when everyone else is scared? Because they know how the game is played. And if you're still waiting for some magical green light before you act, you're already behind. Even while I was on this trip, I was still active in the markets, breaking down the biggest moves and keeping my Patreon updated in real time. And now that I'm back, there's something happening in the market that you cannot afford to ignore. If you miss this window, you'll be kicking yourself a year from now. And if you want real-time trade alerts, my top plays, and daily breakdowns, I share everything inside my Patreon. You can sit there and watch, or you can take action and get ahead. But first, let me show you what's happening behind the scenes. The stock market doesn't care about your feelings. It moves on one thing, money. And right now, the people who actually control the money are making moves while everyone else is running scared. And if you don't understand this, you're going to miss one of the biggest wealth transfers of 2025. Here's what's happening. Retail investors are panic selling. They think a crash is coming. Hedge funds are buying up shares at a discount. The media is fueling the fear, like always. Same playbook, different year. In 2020, Nvidia dropped 30% in 2 months. People sold in fear, then it ran up 500%. That's the cycle. Retail panic sells, smart money buys, prices recover. This is happening again right now, but most people can't see it because they're too focused on the headlines. Just because a stock price drops does not mean the business is failing, but people still act like it does. The ones who get rich, they buy when everyone else hesitates. Next, I'll show you the 3 stocks positioned to explode in 2025 and why this is your best shot at getting in before the crowd wakes up. If you want to get rich, you need to bet on the future. You don't make millions by playing it safe. You make millions by owning dominant companies before everyone else realizes they're still cheap. Right now, the market is handing you 3 insane opportunities on a silver platter. These aren't random stock picks. These are undeniable winners, already profitable, already growing, and temporarily on sale. Stock number 1 is Nvidia, the AI powerhouse. AI is the absolute gold rush. Nvidia sells the shovels. Every major AI company, Microsoft, Google, Tesla, Amazon, they all rely on Nvidia's chips. They cannot function without Nvidia. Here's what people don't understand. This company is a money printing machine. Revenue growth forecast, 54%, which is faster than any other tech giant. Net income margin, 55.8%, which is higher than Apple, Microsoft, or Google. Nvidia is currently down 20% from its highs. This is your discount. Nvidia has already run up 1,921% in 5 years. And guess what? It's still just getting started. People say, but isn't Nvidia too expensive? No. Expensive is missing the next 1,000% move. AI spending is set to quadruple by 2027. Nvidia owns this space. If you don't own Nvidia, you're literally betting against the future. While I do believe Nvidia's insane growth is going to slow down, I still believe in Nvidia for the long term. Stock number 2 is Palantir, the government's secret weapon. When the government needs AI, they call Palantir. They're running AI operations for the military, CIA, and every major defense sector. And they're not just analyzing data, they're predicting outcomes before they happen. Here's why this is a prime risk to reward setup. The revenue growth forecast, 31.1%, which is outpacing most big tech stocks. Net income margin, solid, 16.1%. Now, Palantir is down 31% from its highs, making this a rare entry point. And if you want to try my indicators for free, the link is in the description. And then there's the Sharpe ratio. It's 2.3, and this is hedge fund level risk reward. And here's what no one talks about. Palantir isn't just government contracts anymore. They're moving into commercial AI, healthcare, finance, and enterprise solutions. Wall Street still treats Palantir like a high-risk bet. The data says otherwise. The US government isn't slowing down on AI. They're spending more. Palantir is at the center of that. And if you don't own it, you're missing one of the most obvious setups of the decade. Stock number 3 is Meta, the undervalued AI titan. Meta is not just Facebook. It's a profit-generating, AI-driven ad empire. They have the most powerful AI-driven ad platform in the world. And while Google and Amazon struggle to keep up, Meta is pulling ahead. Here's what the numbers say. Revenue growth forecast, 14.4%, beating most Fortune 500 companies. Net income margin, 37.9%. This company literally prints money. And Meta is down 18% from its recent highs, meaning you're buying on a dip. The Sharpe ratio, 1.3, and that's a good risk-reward balance. So what does this mean? The market is still underestimating Meta. Wall Street is still stuck on social media, while Meta's AI ad business is already outpacing Google's. Let that sink in. They're spending billions on AI and metaverse tech before anyone realizes why. Smart money is loading up on Meta right now. You should be as well. So here's my final thoughts. Nvidia, Palantir, and Meta are 3 dominant companies, 3 clear opportunities, and all of them are on sale right now. None of their fundamentals have changed. They're still wildly profitable. They're still growing revenues at insane speeds. We have to understand that tech gets beaten up when the market drops, but guess what? It also bounces back the fastest. A year from now, when these stocks are up 50, 100, or 200%, you're either going to be holding them or wishing you had. Next, I'll show you how smart money is playing this so you can stop guessing and start executing. Most people are waiting for a clear signal to buy. Smart money, they're already buying in. Let me break this down for you. When retail investors panic, institutions buy every single time. Look at the last 3 market corrections. 2020, market crashes, retail panic sells, institutions buy, tech stocks explode 500% over the next 2 years. 2022, market pulls back, retail sells at the bottom, hedge funds load up, markets recover. Right now, we're watching it happen again. The numbers don't lie. Hedge funds and institutions have already started accumulating. Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and BlackRock all increased positions in Nvidia and Meta last quarter. Palantir's biggest buyers, not retail investors, institutional funds. The AI sector is seeing the highest inflows of any tech industry. Now, here's what most people get wrong. They think, I'll wait for the bottom. That's a terrible strategy. Here's why. Nobody times the bottom. If you think you'll magically buy at the lowest price, you're dreaming. Institutions buy early. By the time you feel safe, the stock has already run up 20 or 30%, maybe more. The real money is made before the breakout, not after. So the question is, how do you play this correctly? Step 1, start accumulating now. You don't go all in at once. You buy in phases. Institutions don't wait for the bottom. They scale in as prices drop. That's how they get the best cost basis without trying to time the market. You should do the same. And then buy a starter position now. Add more if the prices drop and ride the recovery when the market rebounds. Step number 2 is follow the money. Stop guessing. Follow what hedge funds are actually doing. Look at the SEC filings. Which stocks are institutions adding? Track insider buying. If executives are buying their own stock, that's your green light. Watch fund inflows. Where is the big money moving? Right now, it's flowing into AI. Step 3 is hold and ignore the noise. Most people will buy too late, then they'll panic sell when the market dips. That's why they never get rich. Your job, simple. Hold. Every great stock has pullbacks. Nvidia, Amazon, Google, the ones who made millions, they held through the noise. If you're waiting for perfect conditions, you're already too late. The move is right now. And knowing what to buy is worthless if you don't know how to buy. Most people screw this part up. They throw money in blindly, panic sell when stocks drop, and end up making $0 while everyone else gets rich. This is the blueprint. Follow it or get left behind. Step 1, how much to invest? This isn't a lottery ticket. You're not YOLOing in your rent money into AI stocks. Here's the rule. Invest an amount that lets you sleep at night, but makes you rich if you're right. For most people, that means 10 to 30% of their portfolio into these high upside plays. 10% if you're conservative, 20% if you want strong exposure, and 30% or more if you understand how real wealth is built. If you're too scared to invest, that's exactly why you should. Fear means opportunity. Step number 2, lump sum versus dollar cost averaging. Everyone asks, should I invest all at once or spread it out? The answer is both. Here's an investment plan to consider. Put 50% in right now. Don't wait. If the market takes off, you're in. Buy 25% more if the stock drops another 5 to 10%, and buy the final 25% when momentum shifts back up. This removes emotions from the process and ensures you're not sitting on the sidelines waiting for a perfect entry that never comes. And step number 3 is risk management, how not to be an idiot. Most people lose money because they make emotional decisions. They buy too late, they sell too early, they panic when the market dips. Here's how you avoid being one of them. Set a time frame. If you're buying Nvidia, Palantir, or Meta, commit to holding it for at least 12 to 24 months. Ignore short-term price drops. These companies are printing money. The price drop isn't the business failing, it's your opportunity to buy cheaper. And track institutional moves. If hedge funds are still buying, why are you panicking? You don't get rich in 6 weeks. You get rich by holding great companies while everyone else second guesses themselves. Let's talk about why most people will miss this, but you won't. Most people won't take action. Not because they don't have the information. They do. Not because the opportunity isn't real. It is. They'll miss it because they can't get out of their own way. They'll do exactly what they've done every other time. Overanalyze, convince themselves it's too risky, tell themselves they'll buy in later when it's safer. And by the time they finally feel comfortable, prices will have already run up 30%. And they'll sit there complaining that they missed the opportunity. I see it happen every single cycle. So let's talk about why. The 3 psychological traps that keep people broke. There's the fear of being wrong. People would rather do nothing than risk looking stupid. They wait for perfect confirmation, which never comes. Then there's loss aversion over growth mindset. They're more afraid of losing $100 than excited about making $10,000. They sell too early because they can't handle short-term losses. And then there's the illusion of safety. They think that waiting is a safe strategy, but waiting is actually the most expensive decision because opportunities don't wait for you. This is why most people never get rich. They think too small, they focus on not losing money instead of making real money. So how do you make sure you take action? If you don't want to be one of those people, do this. Write down your execution plan. If it's not written down, it won't happen. Make your first buy today. Start small if you have to, but start. And then commit to holding long term. Ignore the noise. The only way to lose is to quit early. You can either hesitate and watch others get rich or take action and put yourself in a position to win. The choice is yours. At this point, you have 2 options. Option 1, you do nothing. You sit back, wait, and watch as the same cycle plays out. You see these stocks run up 30%, 50%, who knows, maybe even 100%, and you tell yourself you should have bought in. Or option 2, you actually take action. You start accumulating now, you position yourself for the next wave of wealth, and you get real-time insights that help you move with the market, not after it. Because here's the truth, the market won't wait for you. Institutions are already moving, the smart money is already in. If you want to stop guessing and actually start executing at a higher level, you need access to the right information at the right time. And that's exactly what I share inside my Patreon. Real-time trade alerts, no guesswork, no waiting. When I make a move, you know about it. Top plays before they move, the stocks with the best setups before the crowd sees them, and daily market breakdowns. What's happening, what's changing, and how to adapt. You can try to figure out all of this on your own, or you can shortcut the process and get real-time updates from someone who's already ahead of the market. Opportunities like this don't come often. Don't sit on the sideline. The link is in the description, and I'll see you on the inside.